If you are getting any difficulty, you can ask me. Submit all data in a proper manner, okay? Done? What about you? Oops, there were some problem with your input. Okay, just refresh the feed now and submit again. What about all four guys? Done? Done? They are doing now? Are you done? Registration? Why? Ma'am said do the afternoon. Why? Okay. Anyone remain? Do it fast. Everyone done? Now, see. So now in this particular session, what is the objective? We are going to deliver the end-to-end program for the machine learning AI and the ML. Okay. So first one, in the starting chapter, we are going to learn about the core principles of the AI, ML and the data science. Okay. Then we are going to do the hands-on. Maximum approach will be hands-on. So we are going to perform the hands-on on the data collection, on the processing, visualization using the Python programming. Am I correct? Now then we are going to learn about the what is the machine learning and the deep learning. Then we are going to understand the what is the computer vision, what is the use of the computer vision, what is the natural language programming, and what is the prompt and the LLM. So how we use that two scenario into the generative AI. We are going to learn that kind of the things. So now if I want to see the program benefit, what happened? So in this session, we are going to develop the full stack, focusing on the full stack AI training from scratch to developing the model and the deploying the model. So we are going to learn this particular thing in this particular session. Okay. So basically we are going to use the industrial equivalent tool. So now what happens when you go into any organization? So basically they work on to the NumPy, Pandas, OpenCV, IIIT Streamlit, Flask. If I want to make the front end for the any machine model, for that we use the Flask or the Streamlit. Same, just like the HTML. Everyone know about the HTML? And also what is the HTML? For the front end development. So what happens if I am creating the AI model and if you want to develop the front end, that time what happens? We use the Streamlit or Flask. Are you getting my point? So you are going to learn that kind of the things as well. Yes. So now here if I want to see the time, so basically we will I will share the data, so you will get the all things about this on data. So now see, first one, I am going to conduct the 80 hours of the technical session. Am I correct? 80 hours of technical session. We will get the 20 hours of the placement session. So in that what happens, you are going to learn about the how to do the group discussion, what is the soft skill development, how to build the resume, how to build the CV, how to approach for the interview. You are going to learn this kind of the things into the soft skill session. And then you need to submit the capstone project. For that, as a technical trainer, we are going to give the 20 hours of the project mentorship. Am I correct? And then you need to do some self-paced courses. Okay. So after the chapter 1, I am going to share some self-paced courses. You need to do that at the home. So that we can say this is the take-home activity. Are you getting my point? Or homework kind of the things. So I will assign some kind of the courses. You need to complete that one courses at a home. Are you getting my point? Or you can say after this class, after the hands-on class. So basically, we are going to spend near about the 170 hours in that particular session. So in that 80 hours and this 20 hours and this 50 hours, this will be created by the myself. Are you getting my point? So 50 hours, that is you need to do the selfless courses, 80 hours of the technical session and 20 hours of the capstone project. Everyone got it? So now first chapter. What is the first chapter? First one, this is the basically theory chapter. In that we are going to learn about the fundamental concept of the AI, ML and the deep learning. DL stand for deep learning. So we are going to learn about the what is the history of the AI, evolution of the AI, that kind of the things. So first one chapter basically they have maximum theory approach. And second chapter onward we are going to start the programming. So first one we are going to learn about the data collection and the reprocessing. Are you getting my point? So how to collect the data, how to process the data, or for that what we call the data engineering. So we are going to do the second chapter about the data engineering. Then we are going to understand about the data visualization. For that we are going to use the matplot and the Seaborn, this kind of the libraries. And then we are going to do the statistic and the probability kind of the analysis. Maximum it will depend on the NumPy and the pandas. Okay, so in the second chapter, maximum we will work on the matplot, lib, Seaborn, NumPy and the pandas. Are you getting my point? So basically, we are going to understand the fundamental concept of the AI in this second chapter. And the main thing, we will start from the chapter number 3. So in that, we are going to learn about the what is the supervised learning, which kind of the supervised learning algorithm, what is the unsupervised, which kind of the unsupervised algorithm we have. So we are going to learn and we are going to deal about that kind of the things into the third one chapter. And then we are going to learn about the life cycle of the AI model. So basically, first one we will create the model, we will train the model, and then we will see the validation of that model, and we will test the model. After the testing, we will deploy the model. So basically what happens, we will use the cycle training, validation and then testing and the deployment. Anyone heard about the software development life cycle? So that start to end. So what happens? Creating the model, that is the start, and the deployment, what we can say, that is the end point. Again, we will do the what training if required means updating the model, then testing the model. Again, we are going to update the model and test the model. Update, train, test, deploy. Update, train, test, deploy. So we use that kind of the cycle continuously. That we call the what? Model life cycle, or we can say any. If you see the software, if you see the AI, that will follow the life cycle. Right? So after the certain time, we need to update the data. Again, we need to test, and again we need to deploy. So that is the scenario. So in the third chapter, we are going to learn that kind of the things, and we are going to learn the key terminology: regression, classification, and the clustering, and one prediction. Are you getting my point? So what is the regression? Anyone? What is the regression? Suppose, for example, I am saying, you will get the idea. We are unable to get the pen. Okay. So now what is the regression? Simple predicting the future value. That's we call the regression. Suppose I am saying 3, 5, 7, 9. What is the next value? 11. So that's what we are doing. Regression means we are predicting the future value. That's we call the regression. Hai? So for the house rent prediction, some kind of the we will get a lot of example for the prediction. So if you are taking the future value, if you are predicting the future value with a given data set, that's we call the regression. And then what we have? Classification. What is the classification? We are able to classify the things. Suppose we take the human being, what we classify? Girls and the boys. Am I correct? Suppose if I take the gender, if I have to classify the gender, what happen? Male and the female. So that's we call the classification. So we have some kind of the regression algorithms, we have some kind of the classification algorithm, and we have some kind of the clustering algorithm. What is the cluster? Creating the group. Are you getting my point? So classification is the different and the clustering is the different. Are you getting my point? So means what happen? We are going to understand that terminology. What is the regression? What is the clustering? What is the classification in the third chapter? So if I want to understand this thing, so we need to understand what is the bias, what is the overfitting, what is the underfitting. So what is the overfitting? If we are getting the any higher value over, that we call overfitting. If you are getting the what we can say under this, what underfitting. So if you are getting the, suppose I want to predict the 9. Are you getting my point? I want to predict the 9. So if I predict the 10, what we call overfitting. If the machine is predicting the 8, what we call underfitting. Are you getting my point? So that we are going to understand the model. If I am creating any model, he will give the three kind of the output. Maybe chance, he will be do the overfitting, underfitting, or he will predict the accurately. What happened? So it is totally depend on the accuracy, how model will work accurately. So that is basically thing. So we are going to learn that this all kind of the aspect into the third unit. Okay. Then we are going to learn about the feature engineering and the model tuning. In that we are going to learn about the random forest method, GX method, and then what happens? We are going to learn about the NN. NN stand for neural network. Then we are going to learn about the CNN, convolutional neural network. Then we are going to learn about the RNN. So for this one, so we are going to use the CNN for if I want to develop the particular model. For that we use the particular CNN algorithm. If I want to develop the some kind of the what we can say vision kind object detection model, for that we use the different approach. So we are going to learn that kind of the approach into the chapter number 4. And then we are going to learn about the model deployment. Deployment means how to make the project live. So for that we can use the Streamlit or Flask. And then there is the other platform also, Render, Versal, Train. Anyone heard about this one? Anyone heard about the Render? Okay, so if you want to make the project, did you create any minor project in the second year? HTML project or a JavaScript project or a Python project? Yes. So did you did not deploy that project? Did you make that project live? Using which deployment method? GitHub use किया था, Render use किए थे, what you use? GitHub pages, GS pages, है ना? So same, what happens? If we use the GS pages, so what happens? We are able to make the project live. So same, using the Streamlit also, we are able to make the project live. But in the GitHub, what happens? If I want to make the HTML project live, that time we use the GitHub. Am I correct? GitHub pages. So now if now here what happen? I want to make my model live. So that time what happen? We use the Streamlit or Flask. We use the Streamlit or Flask. That is the scenario. So after the deep learning, what happen? We are going to learn about the computer vision and the fundamental. So in the computer, what we are going to learn? We are going to learn about the how to detect the image, how to detect the objects. Are you getting my point? So that kind of the things we are going to learn into the 6th chapter. So now for that we have some kind of the, we use the NLP technique, we use the, we use the CNN, or we use the object detection. For that we are going to learn about the YOLO algorithm. And if you want to detect the image, we use the OpenCV library. If you want to detect the proper image, then what we use? OpenCV. If you want to detect the object, what we use? YOLO algorithm. We are going to learn that kind of the things in the chapter number 5. And then we are going to learn about the natural language processing and the LLM, large language model. So in that basically this is maximum we are going to do the focus on the how to convert the human understandable data into the machine understandable data. That may be image, that may be voice, that may be audio, or that may be video, that we are going to convert into the machine understandable language, and then coding and the decoding. Coding means human understandable data converting into the machine language. Decoding means machine data into the human language. So that we are going to learn into this one chapter in the sixth chapter into the NLP. And then 7.1 is the maximum theory kind of the approach. So now in that we are going to learn about the generative AI. How generative AI will be work, what is the zero shot, what is the few shot. So now what happened? We know if I want to take any data from the generative AI, what happens? We need to give the prompt. So that prompt maybe will give in the form of the zero shot, in the form of the few shot. So what is the meaning of that particular terms? We will learn into that which one chapter? Into the seventh chapter. And third chapter is basically not a practical chapter. This is a theory chapter. In that we are going to learn about the what is the ethics. What ethics means? Some kind of the we know if I do the any task that we do into the some principles or into some ethics. So we need to follow the some set of instruction to complete the particular task. So if we are working as the AI engineer, already some organization that may be a UN, that may be state government, that may be central government, they create the some kind of the rules and regulation. We need to follow that rules and regulation. So that kind of the what is the rules and regulation, what is the governance, that we are going to learn into the chapter number 8. Are you getting my point? So total how many duration we have? We are going to take the session for the 80 hours. Session for the 80 hours. And now when we complete the chapter number 4, are you getting my point? That time we are going to take the midterm assessment. That one is the important. And then when we complete the all chapter, that time we are going to take the final term assessment, and then we are going to work on the capstone project creation. I hope you are getting my point. So this is the basically our agenda for the upcoming days. Got it? Anyone any difficulty up here? So main thing I just told you to focus on the attendance, focus on the midterm, final term, and the project. Got it? So that you need to do into the classroom. Okay. So now I think we are going to continue this one batch in the afternoon, correct? Or we are going to take another batch. CR, this batch will continue now for the afternoon also. Okay. We don't have any two batches now, only one batch. So to afternoon we are going to bring the laptops. Huh? So I hope you already have Visual Studio in the laptop. VS Code, you already have VS Code. You already have Python installed. Then there will be no issue. So you already have account on the GitHub. Good. Okay, those don't have account, they can ask me. I can told you how to install the VS Code, how to create the account on the GitHub. You already have GitHub account. You have done with the registration. Rishikesh Mahore. I think we have lunch break on the 12 now. Shall we start the chapter or afternoon? After the lunch break? Because only 15 minutes remain now, that's why I was. Yeah, you can take the break, no issue. Regarding registration, while executing JavaScript, code is not running. If you have a node, you want to execute HTML file or JavaScript file. It is running now. Now it is running now. Okay. Live server died. Yes, you can click here. If you want to stop this one, you can stop. Other directly click on the go live. You will directly jump onto the website. Okay. Are you executing any command? Are you trying to execute any command? So what happens if you want to run the script to code, then you need to execute the command. Okay, but your code is integrated with the HTML, na? So that's why directly you can execute on the live server. Registration. Are you aware about the family income? Below 5 lakh, okay. Yes. Accept all things and submit, okay. Yes, parents. Course where you took the lot of time, na? That's why. Okay, now just submit little bit fast. Submit little bit fast. Now just fill the data again. Extensions. For the which one? Node JavaScript. Jupyter for Python. I think there is no internet now.
You can check the JS annotation kind of the. You can install this one also extension.
Have everyone done with the registration?
Almost for the each and every one. We get a 55 student registration for the 55 students. So in the afternoon, no, today only. We conducted the today only registration. Uh, Afternoon same student or different student? Same student, na? So afternoon we start the tomorrow. So maybe we are going to do the odd even. So means Monday batch 1, then next day batch 2, then again batch 1.
Morning batch, afternoon.
Okay, okay. So for the first day only? Okay, okay. So second day only batch 2, then Wednesday. Okay, okay, madam. No issue. I think we will give the break now. Lunch break. Because for the 5 minutes is difficult to start the chapter. So we start the chapter after 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll meet sharp on the 1 p.m. Okay, then we'll start the chapter number 1. Okay. Now we're in a WhatsApp group. Okay. Everyone done with the registration?